Nobody likes to pay income taxes to the state, but it's the law and we all do it, right? Well, not exactly. Fox 11 Investigates uncovered the figures showing some big money makers are getting away with paying nothing. Mark Leland joins us this morning with more on what he discovered. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, and good morning to you. You will be shocked to actually learn that a majority of Wisconsin corporations do not pay anything when it comes to net state income tax. And the state actually offers up hundreds of millions of dollars a year in tax breaks in the hopes of growing business. Fox 11 Investigates filed an open records request with the Department of Revenue, inquiring about 24 of the largest businesses in the area. Big-name money-making companies like Kohler Company in Kohler, KI in Bellevue, Schneider National in Ashwaubenon, Mercury Marine in Fond du Lac, Bergstrom Holding Company in Neenah, and Green Bay Packaging in Green Bay. All paid nothing to the state in net income taxes for the years 2011 and 2012, the last 2 years available from the Department of Revenue.
Yeah, that's a neat trick. And that has been one of the more criticized elements of the tax code, is the ability of firms to be able to do that.
Kevin Quinn knows the ins and outs of taxes. He teaches economics at St. Norbert College.
I mean, it may make economic sense. I'm not saying it does or doesn't, but it may make economic sense for this to happen, but it certainly doesn't pass the fairness test.
There are a variety of reasons why a big successful corporation might end up with net state income tax of zero. Nonprofits are exempt from paying. Complex accounting practices allow company losses from current and previous years to offset the amount owed. And others are able to receive tax breaks from the state. Reed Hall heads up the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, which works to grow Wisconsin business and create jobs by providing select companies with tax credit incentives.
Your agency last year gave out $330 million.
We say invested in Wisconsin.
Invested?
Yeah, we didn't give out. We have loaned people that, or people have promised us job creation, and we've given them tax credits that they're eligible for. If they make the investment, hire the people, they can claim the tax credit on their income tax return for the state of Wisconsin through the Department of Revenue.
But critics say when big corporations aren't required to pay income tax, others end up making up the difference.
When you give corporate tax breaks, someone's going to have to pick up the tab for them. It's either going to be the taxpayers by having higher taxes or by having less services.
Now, state officials point out the tax breaks offered to many corporations only occur when those corporations hire more workers or retain workers or spend their own money to make capital improvements. And all of that, they say, generates other kinds of taxes for the state. But the question is it fair? After all, Rachel, you are likely paying more in state income tax than some of these big corporations.
Wow. And some might argue that these big corporations don't need the extra help because they make enough money already.
That is a big argument. Many of them make a lot of money. But state officials say those successful companies are always being lured with incentives packages to leave Wisconsin. So Wisconsin has to compete with that by offering them deals to stay here in Wisconsin.
Okay, and it sounds like bigger companies would have an advantage over smaller businesses in getting the tax breaks.
That's certainly correct, because these bigger companies, economists say, they have thousands of workers, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 workers or employees. That's much more leverage to demand better deals for a business than a company that only has 10 or 20 workers. If we're going to say, I'm going to leave the state, well, it's 20 workers, but 1,000 workers, 2,000, you want to keep those for sure.
Absolutely. This is really interesting, and you'll have more for us tonight at 9.
Certainly have more tonight. You know, some of these deals that they're offering don't always pay off in the long run, and we'll explain all of that and much more coming up tonight on Fox 11 News at 5 and 9. All right.